When was the last time you did something just for the joy of it? No productivity attached, no incentive to perform, no monetary gain, none of that. Just pure fun. If you're thinking and your answer is, oh, I can't remember, this podcast episode is for you. Somewhere along the way, we were told that unless something brings us money or boosts our LinkedIn profile, that it's a waste of time. But that's a lie. In fact, science shows that hobbies can reduce stress, bring us more happiness, bring us more motivation, boost creativity, improve mental health, and even make you better at your job, better at making money. I do want to preface, we're not talking about things that are like, we're not talking about binge watching shows or lying around doom scrolling, though that is amazing and I love that and I just finished doing that. No, we're talking about things that actually stimulate your brain. So you know what, in some world, I would argue that watching a documentary or watching, educational YouTube videos, TikToks, whatever, could be considered a hobby, but that's not the focus of today. We're talking about things that, move your body or stimulate your brain, like learning a new musical instrument, painting, picking up photography, videography, things that really don't bring you much benefit other than the fact that you feel good doing them or it's something that you have fun doing. By the end of this episode, it'll become pretty clear that hobbies are not the bad guy here. They're not a waste of time. They don't make you lazy. They make you better. Hi guys, welcome back to Selfish. Today is really cool. We're doing hobbies. If you listen till the end of Thursday's episode, I mentioned that this would be the topic for today. Brought upon by my friend Alana. She was like, season 2 has been great, but can you do a video on hobbies? And I was like, hobbies? Like, you just want me to list out a bunch of hobbies? And she's like, well, yeah, but also what are the benefits of hobbies? Like, are they good or bad? Like, you do the research. And I'm like, okay, girl, I'll do the research. And this actually there's studies by Harvard. So this is a big topic and it'll be something exciting to talk about. I know we can feel a lot of guilt about having hobbies, which is the silliest thing I've ever heard. But I get it. Like, everyone's like, oh my God, no, you have to be productive. You have to do this, that. Sorry. If you can hear people outside, they're doing hobbies. They're playing spike ball, I think. You can't blame them, can you? It's good. It's fine. We got a good episode for you today. Grab your drink of choice, grab your girls, grab your florals. You know the drill. Okay, I've brought my laptop out because I do want to get the right information for you guys. But there's this study done by Harvard. It's called Having a Hobby Tied to Happiness and Well-Being. That's one of my favorite benefits of having a hobby is the mental health aspect of it. We'll get into how it's such a counterintuitive thing where people think that it's hobbies are a waste of time. They're not productive at all. They actually do boost your productivity. We'll get into that. And I love that benefit too. But the mental health benefit, I think, is one of my faves. I think it's duh, right? You're doing something you love. If the hobby is something you love, then duh. Even honestly, it doesn't even have to be something that you absolutely love. I just feel like hobbies, period, are good. They make you happy. So Harvard researchers studied people in over 16 countries. I believe it was 93,000 people. And this was an older demographic. Everyone was over 65 years old. I still think we can apply this to us and, maybe someone listening is over 65 years old. But regardless, we will all be there at one point in our lives. And I think we're all people. It applies to us now. It's important to note more than 60% of these people had long-standing mental or physical health conditions. Throughout the study, they were periodically asked about questions related to their mental health, their happiness, their well-being, and the time span for this research was 4 to 8 years. It's an observational study, so, any results that this study provided, there's no cause and effect. We cannot say that having a hobby will make you happy. There is just a correlation that hobbies improve your well-being and happiness. Personally, I just think it's science jargon to say that that this isn't cause and effect. Whatever. Maybe I don't get it. I mean, I barely pass statistics, so who am I to say? The study concluded that compared with people who didn't have hobbies, those who did reported better health, more happiness, fewer symptoms of depression, and higher life satisfaction. This is really exciting, obviously. Everyone wants good news. Well, I got some good news for you. Having a hobby is amazing for your health. The research, they say that it was arts and games, crafts, gardening, volunteering, or participating in clubs. Those are, what they described the hobbies in this study. Basically, the mechanism is that all of these things involve creativity, they involve sensory engagement, self-expression, relaxation, cognitive stimulation, And these are all linked with improved mental health and mental well-being. And beyond mental, just general well-being. Another thing they observed was the social aspect of hobbies, especially hobbies where, you do it in group, whether you are attending an art class or sports like team sports. This improves your social connection, and socializing in general just improves your mental by reducing loneliness and isolation. Beyond this study, there are also benefits that like no one talks about, and this is like gagging when I found this out, because I was like, oh, like, don't mind if I do. I'm going to pick up a new hobby. If these are the benefits, I'm going to pick up 3 more today. Though I don't know what to do. I can't take another hobby. My friend Taylor, she was like, oh, like, I have a new hobby for us. And it was like the craziest thing. It was like, what is it called? Bedazzling? It was like bedazzling coloring books or something like that. I honestly didn't open the TikTok she sent. Sorry, is that so horrible? Yeah, but I can't. I have a lot of hobbies, and all my hobbies are on the flop right now because I'm so busy with graduation season and everything. Like, I can't. Sorry. Also, that's not my, I don't think bedazzling coloring books is my journey. If that's even what she sent me, I have no clue what the video was. Anyways, we'll get into my hobbies later. Stop. So Dr. Elizabeth Scott wrote an article called "Why Are Hobbies Important for Stress Relief?" In this article, she details that hobbies can reduce your stress, but beyond reducing your stress, they reduce your cortisol. And cortisol is like a big topic in wellness right now. There's so many TikToks like, oh my God, like my low cortisol morning routine. Don't get me started on morning routines. After the de-shed morning routine we talked about last week, I'm morning routined out. Though I did kind of want to do a YouTube video trying not only a de-shed morning routine, but a billionaire morning routine, like we talked about. But anyways, everyone's talking about cortisol. They're saying like, oh, don't have caffeine first thing in the morning. It spikes your cortisol. Don't touch your phone first thing in the morning. It spikes your cortisol. This, that, and a bucket of crap. And I'm like, okay, well, like, what else can we do to reduce cortisol if there's all these things? Dr. Elizabeth Scott says that there's research found that enjoying activities during your leisure time can lower your cortisol levels. Beyond this, she says, quote, research has found that enjoyable activities performed during leisure time were associated with lower blood pressure, total cortisol, waist circumference, body mass index, and perceptions of better physical function. That is crazy. Like I said, it came first thing to mind was the mental health benefits. Physical health benefits of having a hobby, of doing fun things. This is like, okay, I don't know about you. This is groundbreaking. Okay, personally, I think like this is my new Roman Empire. Oh, so I can just do some arts and crafts and my body mass index is on the low. My waist circumference is declining. Me sitting like quilting a blanket and you just see my waist going thinner. It's like so crazy. My imagery of this is like, okay, she doesn't go into like how much, like the specific physical, how much it benefit, like how much waist on thinner is it? I don't know. But how crazy is that? She says such activities were also correlated with higher levels of positive psychosocial states and lower levels of depression and negative effects. We knew that. It's so hard for me to move on from this because this is the craziest finding I've ever heard in recent times. I'm actually like, imagine like my hobby's like retail therapy. I'm like walking through the mall and suddenly like my pants dropped my dropped my knees because my waist is like thinning out like during my hobby. That's the craziest thing. Okay, I'm done. We're moving on. Okay, so Dr. Elizabeth Scott, I'm not over it, guys. I have so many different jokes I'm trying to make, but I'm holding them back. Okay, stop. Dr. Elizabeth Scott also talks about eustress, which is a new term for me. Let's look it up because my thinking is that it's like a mix of euphoria and stress, because basically eustress is a good kind of stress. It is a stress that leads to a positive response. Let's look it up. Eustress. What's it called? What's it called when you're the oh my God, there's a word for like the history of the word. Whatever. Eustress. It's something-ology. Obviously. Okay, well, I guess I got too creative. Nothing to do with euphoria, though. It, like you'll get it once I say this. Eu is a Greek prefix meaning good or well, and then stress. So euphoria is whatever phoria means, eu means good. which that makes sense. Okay, so anyways, Dr. Elizabeth Scott says that eustress is something that we stimulate, something that we experience when we're partaking in hobbies. And what's exciting about this is that eustress is, like we said, the healthy kind of stress. It leads to higher satisfaction in life and like you feel more excited about life. Obviously, kind of, we're kind of back to that like, yeah, if you're doing something fun, then you're gonna like life a bit more. So, nothing groundbreaking. Nothing like our body mass index declining while we're knitting a sweater. It's just so crazy. I think most importantly, one of the things that hobbies do for us is they make us more excited about life, with that eustress of it all. But they also show us that we are more than just people who are born to make money for big corporations. We're more than our utility. We have purpose beyond what we serve for other people and businesses and whatever. We have intrinsic value, and it's important that we feel excited about life. It's important that we partake in hobbies that we actually enjoy in our leisure time, just for the sake of it. There have been so many side hustles that I've thought of because I'm like, oh my God, like let me take this hobby and make money from it because otherwise it's a waste of time. No, it's not. Silly. Me trying to start like a cupcake business. No, why can't I just bake for the fun of it? I do like, if I were to vlog that, like that's fine. Okay. Because that's like, yes, social media is my job, but it's like also a hobby and is fun for me. Obviously, it's important for me to have hobbies outside of social media. I do. But whole separate topic, I think you should love the job that you do. I think it'll make life more fun, bring you more of that life satisfaction, more of that eustress. I don't know if it can slim down your waist though. Okay. There have also been studies that show that when you are happier and you are more inspired by life, you're more excited to take on life, it increases your productivity and motivation because now you're like, I'm ready to take on the day. I'm ready to, put my effort into making a great life for myself because I love life. I want to keep enjoying life. And I know this is counterintuitive to what I just said, but sometimes you can have a hobby that does turn out to bring you money. And if that's the case, then just get more hobbies on top of that are truly just for fun. Just saying. Sometimes a hobby can turn into a nice job for you or side hustle. It doesn't have to. That should never be the goal, I don't think, when you are starting a hobby. But you can have multiple hobbies. Sorry, here we go. I've gotten somewhere. Took me a bit to articulate. But you can have multiple hobbies with different functions. You can have a hobby that is a side hustle, like a hobby that brings you money. I think that does exist. Because like I just said, social media, I would consider it my hobby, my passion, but it brings me money, right? Same thing with someone who, my friend Megan, she loves pottery. That's her hobby, but sometimes she sells it. That brings her money. Then besides that, you would have hobbies that are truly just recreational, just for fun, leisure activities, and you keep them that way. And you keep them like that. They're just for fun. They're just for you because you deserve to have fun. You deserve to not be on the clock all the time. So here's your challenge for this week. Try to pick up a new hobby, whether it's picking up an old sketchbook that you put down because you claim that you don't have time, or that ukulele that you bought one time because you thought you were going to be the next ukulele player and move to Hawaii and start a ukulele YouTube channel. Pick up the camera, start that YouTube channel, start vlogging, post a video. Find something that you can do just for fun. Don't try and think about making it success. Don't try and find a way to monetize it. Just for fun, just for joy. Something I'm going to try and do this week is read more fiction books instead of self-help because I enjoy it, and I don't have to always be taking away a message from what I read. I can just enjoy it to enjoy it. And who knows, maybe our waists are gonna maybe our waists are gonna slim down while we do our new hobbies. But at the end of the day, not everything is about making money or being productive or having this huge big business plan. Sometimes just having fun is more than enough. That was today's episode. I hope it resonated, and if it did, like this episode, download it, rate the show, share this with a friend, and do all those things. It really helps me out. And yeah, you're more than the work that you do. So have fun with life. You deserve it. I love you so, so much. See you in the next episode. Bye.